Okay, today we're going to learn about the magnetic lasso. It's one of your selection tools that you can use to select an area of your image. And it's under the lasso tool, which is the third tool down here on the left in Photoshop CS5. In most other versions, it's around the same spot. You click and hold on that lasso and you get some options here. Third one down is the magnetic lasso. Magnetic lasso comes in handy when you have good contrast between your image you want to select and the background. And in here we have some nice colorful jackets and a white snowy background, so it should do a nice job of selecting. We want to select each of these kids here in this image, and so I'm going to do Control plus just to kind of zoom in a little bit. And when you do this, you'll probably want to zoom in as much as possible to really see if it's getting the edges, because if you're zoomed out, you can't really tell. With that said, I'm going to go ahead here and start using the magnetic lasso. I'm going to start right here and go around my image. And when I say start, I am just kind of moving the mouse, and you'll see that the lasso is kind of doing all the work here and picking out spots that it thinks are the dividing parts between your foreground and background. Now, since it's a white snow and she has a white glove on here, it's not doing a good job in this area right here. So I'm going to have to set these myself, and to do that you kind of just do a left click, and I can do a couple left clicks just to set them, because otherwise it's probably going to go to the green jacket. So that's good there. Now you see it does a nice job. It's not going to do good with this white hat. So I'm going to have to go ahead and make the selections there. It's actually doing pretty good here. So every so often it'll just throw an anchor point. That's that little squares that you see that are trailing behind the lasso. And did a nice job up there as well. It creates an anchor point every so often. Oh, and did a bad job there. So if you don't like that, you can hit the delete button to kind of go back a couple. I'm going to set my own anchor point there and go ahead down here. So the delete button makes it so that you can go back and reset the anchor point. And you can go back as many anchor points as you want. I know I'm off the screen right now, but I'm just kind of finishing the bottom of the image. Go ahead, go around. And when you get all the way to the end, it'll kind of, it knows that it went all the way around, and it makes those little marching ants going around there. It knows you have a selection. If it doesn't do that, you can press enter and it will make the selection. Now, but the one thing here that I wanted to do is I want to select the other child over here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the shift key, and see you get the little plus sign there. That means now if I click, I can just hold it for the first click, and now I don't need to hold the shift key anymore. It's going to allow me to make another selection. So I'm going to go all the way around this image with the magnetic lasso as well, and I'll be right back. So you see now that I've selected both children. I've selected each child in this image, and what I wanted to do, my ultimate goal here, is to change the background without changing the images of each child. So to do that, I'm going to have to do select inverse. So I'll go up top here and I'll do select inverse, and now I just have the background selected, right? And let's see, we'll add a filter to that. Let's go take a look at this one that I like. We'll do stained glass. Okay, and so that gives you a little dramatic effect there. And hit Command or Control D if you're on a window to deselect everyone, and there you have your image. Unchanged, the people that are in the foreground, And this allowed us to change the background though. Looks pretty cool. There you go. That's how to use the magnetic lasso to select a few objects in your image and then change the background.